Should we tithe on everything that we acquire? What do you think? Many believers have established their conviction of a tithe of everything based on Leviticus chapter 27 verses 30 and 32. Let us read the text. A tithe of everything from the land, whether grain from the soil or fruit from the trees, belongs to the Lord. It is holy to the Lord. Every tithe of the herd and flock, every 10th animal that passes under the shepherd's rod will be holy to the Lord. This passage speaks definitely of a tithe of everything. But the tithe mentioned in this passage is from the products of the land and livestock. Should we conclude that someone who is receiving an income in cash is exempted from the experience of tithing everything? What do you think? The larger context of Leviticus 27 can help us to answer this question. This whole chapter provides instructions about redeeming, exchanging things that were devoted to God, to change the value of these things into cash, more precisely into the silver shekels. The list mentions persons that were devoted to God, animals, house, family land, and field outside of family land. And tithe is also mentioned there because tithe was also devoted to God. They could exchange the tithe of the product of the land by adding 20% of its value. But there was no provision for exchanging the tithe of animals. With this background, we can now go back to our initial question. Why is there no instruction about tithe return from cash received in Leviticus chapter 27? The most probable answer has to do with the major thrust of this chapter, converting devoted items into cash. If what was devoted to the Lord was already in form of cash, there would be no need to mention it in Leviticus 27. If you have earned an income in cash, your tithe is already in cash. There is no need to redeem or to exchange it into cash. Dear friends, this passage has helped me to understand better about tithing. Tithe is of everything I acquire. I can return it in kind and in cash. And tithing is not restricted to farmers. Practice tithing and be blessed.